Hey there. It is a gloriously snowy day here in Telluride, Colorado on April 1st. Winter, and it's that super special snow quiet that I adore. There are other places where there's not snow quiet, especially here in this electronic piece. So I want to offer a pause. A bit of quiet. A quiet for the spirit. A still space, a touch point for the heart. When you see this, find your breath. And then let your breath find you. You don't have to know what it means, you'll feel it. There's no need to overthink it. I was going to talk about something else today. And then I was like, you know what? I don't actually need to give that any energy right now. What I want to give energy to right now is how enamored I am with how much we love each other. And all of this, what I see all of the time, every day, over and over and over again, is how much we love each other. And what I think about a lot is in those moments when there is an appearance that we don't love each other, where it's easy to see and to settle for the perception that we don't love each other. There is a desperate and deep yearning, a pull that is taut, T-A-U-T, tight, tugging people with quiet desperation. The lack of impossibility that it's not for them. This deep, deep need to be loved. To feel loved. To know beyond the limits of our fancy pants ways of subdividing it into something bite-sized, an iota of what it really is. There are so many who want to know they are loved. At the risk of repeating myself, I heard some snippet of a relatively well-known podcast, and I turned it off after this snippet of untruth, at least in big picture. Perhaps some people need to hear it. Perhaps. That what we need to do in this time of chaos, this new not knowing what to do or how to be when the structures upon which we relied are flying, is that we need to become more spiritual. And I thought, nope. And then they added a false percentage of how many people are not spiritual. And it's that because that's why. No. It's to be loved and to know love. I have the excruciatingly brilliant, reality-defying, fabulous, daunting capacity of bringing that, of holding each of you, every single one, in this embrace of an eternal love. That exists beyond any limitations and definitions we want to give around being spiritual or religious or obedient. There is nothing that requires obedience. Love is not a Pavlov's dog response. Love is. It doesn't come with a reward. It is. It doesn't hide behind the couch. It's not contained in somebody else's boundaries of skin, although sometimes we need that as the reminder. Actually, pretty often we need that because we forget, because we need to have modeled for us our very foundation. Take a breath. And if you're responding, if something in you is fluttering, just let it flutter. If tears want to come, oh, baby, let those tears come. This is not a thing for which any of us can be convinced. It's not how it works. What we opportunity, though, to do is over and over and over and over again, so that everything within us knows it. And so then we model it for others. It is almost explicable to express to you love that there is, for the depth of love that is of you, in you, surrounding you, that doesn't require you to perform anything. This eternality, this universality of love is in so many forms outside of the limitations we give it, that we can't understand it, and it frightens us. It can't be real if it doesn't show up in a particular way. Except there it is. Here we are. Take a breath or 3. Slow down the wheels that make you feel like you're running off track. You don't have to slam the brakes. In fact, it's advisable not to. Slow your roll with breath. Without judging yourself or anyone else, can you answer, where does my peace lie? If you can't, maybe ask yourself. Yourself's kind of bright. Take a breath. Hello to the one person watching this live. In breath. Out breath. What if that which is stirring within you is not fear? What if that which is stirring in you is the deepest well of peace and well-being, seeking access? What if this is not anxiety? What if this is anticipation for astounding beauty? breath. Oh, you are loved. So loved. I'm going to ask that you extend the invitation for continued loving in your language related to others. Without judgment, my ask is that when you go to lambast in this atmosphere with your mouth tips, you ask, is this in love? Maybe yes, maybe no. I think I'm drawn to talk about this today because it's so easy to join the noise of hate. There's a reflex to other. To judge, assign blame, hate. I could probably go on. I think what I'm going to do right now is hush and ask that you join me in some quiet. Let me love on you just a little bit. Let me just love. There was never any one thing or things that you had to do or will ever have to do to be loved. This love makes no demand. It is merely present. Whether you know it or not, whether you can feel it or not, whether you feel like handle it enough, Whether you feel like it's too big for your wounded nature to take on, this love is not a burden. It doesn't come with a to-do list. It only comes to expand through every expression that exists. When you hear God say things like, don't limit me, this is not an ego that is saying, my way or the highway, babe. It's saying, let me love on you. Always, always. No, love, be still. And no isn't know anything but how love evolves. It merely is love. It's not compartmentalized love. It doesn't have favorites. It really is. Choose one path or another. It is. For everything seen and unseen, take a breath. I love you.